What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Life Coach C. And as you guys know, I help women capitalize on their happiness while single and realize that having a partner is just a bonus, because I believe that the true relationship, the true healthy relationship starts with yourself. And that's relationships that reflect on the relationships all outside of you. I know my intro changes all the time, but y'all get the drift. So, guys, this video has been long overdue, and I told myself I was going to give back a video like this because of how much YouTube and the people on YouTube came through for me with their experience while I was going through this. And so I feel like I'm giving back my due diligence after making it through and thriving when I thought that it was the end of the world. So as you already read the title, you already know this video is talking about surviving an abandoned pregnancy. So it might get heavy. For myself, this video is definitely difficult. It's going to be definitely very difficult for me to open up my heart space and share it. But I understand how you might be feeling right now. If you've picked this video to watch, and I absolutely want to support you just how I was supported by many of the brave women that got on here and told their story and made me feel much more confident in my situation, in myself, and allowed me to gain the mental stability that I needed to have a healthy pregnancy and deliver my amazing son. So the first thing is, of course, a lot of us don't sign up for this, right? This wasn't in the plan, this wasn't expected. So just by saying, you know what, I'm gonna go through with this, regardless of the situation, not knowing if you were gonna have support or not, just deciding that you're gonna go through it is very brave, because it is the path that many people dread, are afraid of, and they say all these negative things about it. But despite the popular belief, despite the biases, despite the slaps, despite the insults, despite everything that you may be facing right now, you chose something for yourself. And guess what? There is no right way to do life. All you are here to do is to just do life, right? And you're going to learn, and you're going to grow, and you're going to continue to expand through it all. And so the first thing I want to say, if you are dealing with an abandoned pregnancy and you're single while pregnant right now, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for blaming yourself. Forgive yourself for feeling like you messed up. Forgive yourself for feeling like you let people down. Forgive yourself for feeling like you're a disappointment. Forgive yourself. You know why? Because a lot of us are out here and we're trying to, live life the best way we were taught and we were programmed. A lot of us are trying to break out of the control of the emotional and the generational curses that we have. And some of it is so deeply embedded that it was stronger than us, right? And it's so deeply embedded that our awareness needed a little bit more for us to fully understand the extent of where we are in life, how we view ourselves in life, and what we believe that we deserve. So forgive yourself, because you're just expanding in your knowledge and understanding of what you saw as your own self-worth, right? And that is no judgment to you. I've been there. This is just life reflecting to you what you used to believe, giving you an opportunity to change that story, right? And it happens all the time. But as you guys know, as a coach, as a spiritual coach, we got to take responsibility for everything that we attract and everything that's displayed and reflected in our life. But that doesn't mean you have to blame yourself. That doesn't mean you have to feel a victim. That doesn't mean you have to beat yourself up. It just means that you just have to have a little bit of grace with yourself, forgive yourself, and really sit and think about why you believe that this was how you were supposed to experience a pregnancy, right? What emotions did you carry around this whole idea of pregnancy, having a baby out of wedlock, having an abandoned pregnancy? What fears and emotions did you have around this whole situation? Because 9 times out of 10, you attracted a situation, an abandoned pregnancy, that made you a match to the emotions that you already felt about pregnancy, right? I remember the fear that I had. I remember growing up in fear of being pregnant, feeling like getting pregnant would bring the biggest disgrace and disappointment to my family. I would be the laughing stock of the family. Having a baby would be the worst thing that I could ever do. And I carried those feelings with me, right? From my childhood that was embedded, a teenage pregnancy, all of those things that was embedded from the fears and the traumas of all the other women in my life. And those same emotions that I felt about it was what I ended up attracting. I attracted a situation that made me a match to those feelings, right? And it's not about the person, it's about what we're carrying energetically, emotionally, in our spirit. And that was the emotions that I was carrying before I even knew and met the father of my child around pregnancy. And when we came together, we just became a match to that same emotion that I already had, and it manifested into what I experienced. But what I had to realize is I have to forgive myself, because this was not in my awareness. This was subconsciously carried, and I'm empowered enough to know that I don't need to be the victim. I just can sit back and learn and change my experience through my actions, through my programming, and through what I want to believe to be true for myself going forward. The second thing that I want you to do is focus on you and baby. Like, focus on the happiness of you and your baby. Whatever that looks like, make sure that is the number one priority. I know that you are spending many days and many nights in bed crying your eyes out, like I did. Crying your eyes out, trying to figure out like how and why, having a ton of questions, trying to figure out how your life is going to look, how you're going to work it out, how you're going to get this done, that done, how your dreams are going to look going forward, everything. But just focus and be in the present. Focus on you and your baby. Talk to your baby. Talk to yourself. Develop that relationship. Play music. Dance. Rub your stomach. Just put some music to the stomach. Read to your baby. Do all of those things and focus on you and your baby. Y'all come first right now. You are so divine. You just created and manifested something from the spiritual world, and it is in its portal, its incubator. That is you. You are so powerful and divinely connected. So focus on your baby and use your divine connection to manifest. You are a spiritual goddess right now. You are connected to a world outside of this world that is going to come forth into the physical world, and you have the ability to use this time to deeply dive into your manifestation. I manifested so many amazing things and amazing experiences while I was pregnant. I capitalized on that moment of being the spiritual goddess that I was, and I manifested. Whatever you want, as hard as it may seem, you sit and you focus on manifesting these things for yourself. The third thing that I want you to do is to take care of yourself by reducing your stressors. You want to keep, if the father of your child is maybe in and out, causing you problems, you guys are arguing, you want to limit those conversations. If you're having conversations with friends and family members that's making you not feel good about yourself and putting you down, you want to limit those conversations. If you are strolling on social media and you're getting triggered by certain posts and certain people, if you're on Clubhouse listening to certain conversations, if you're on Facebook, you want to disconnect all of those triggers that make you feel bad about yourself and replace them with things that make you feel good about yourself, right? You want to keep your stress level as low as possible, because that baby is picking up everything, and the baby is also being programmed and is feeling your emotions. He or she is surrounded by water, and water is where our emotions are stored. So you want to make sure that your baby is swimming and floating in healthy water, and that is by you reducing your stress level, keeping it as low as possible. The fourth thing I want you to do is to nurture yourself. Nurture yourself by giving yourself long, hot baths. You can take spiritual baths. I went to workshops. I went to Teal Swan workshops that were spiritual workshops that made me feel nurtured. I saw Queen Afua, which is also a spiritual woman that made me feel nurtured. I lotioned my body and rubbed my own feet every single night. I surrounded myself by great smells like lavender and mint. I made sure that I went and got pregnancy massages. I spent time by the lake. I spent time reading and learning about better ways to love myself. You want to nurture yourself and take care of yourself and have grace with yourself, right? The fifth thing that I want you to do is every time you are triggered by a sad thought, like going to see the ultrasound and the father not show up, or the father don't respond, or you have to go by yourself to doctor's appointments, I want you to think about all of the things that, instead of thinking about what you don't want, right? Because that's what we manifested. We manifest what we did not want because that's where our focus was. Use it as a time to shift your focus to now learn about what you do want. So instead of, I remember I was like, okay, he didn't show up to the ultrasound. Oh, I can't wait in my next pregnancy where my husband is going to be so excited to come to every single ultrasound and every single doctor's appointment. Oh, I'm so excited when my husband is going to be able to walk into our baby shower with me holding hands, and he's going to be so proud and happy that we're bringing forth a life. Oh, I'm so excited for my next pregnancy where my husband is going to just tell me to sit down and rest, and he's going to take care of everything, and all he wants me to do is put my feet up and rub my feet and rub my back. Use that. Use what you don't like to create thoughts and words about what you actually do like. And that is where your focus is going to go. And with your baby being in your stomach and being that portal of manifestation, that is when you're really rewriting your programming and you're really sending out your messages to the universe. Like, okay, so this is what she actually wanted. Okay, she's shifting her focus. Your entire reality is now shifting. Your entire value system that you place on yourself is now shifting, because now you're reprogramming yourself to the things that you actually deserve. No one deserves an abandoned pregnancy. No one deserves to be single while they're pregnant. This is one of the most important, happy, loving times in your life, and you deserve to experience it in the best way possible. And so this experience right now is just teaching you about the worth and the value that you placed on yourself, but you don't have to keep it there. You can also use it to increase the value that you have on yourself. And that's what I did. I increased my value tremendously. And I am so grateful that I became so valuable to myself, where if I was to go back to my old self and the people that I dealt with within my old self, we wouldn't even be able to sit and share the same space because we no longer are on the same page. I didn't raise the tax and add some more taxes. And so, again, replace your sadness with what you actually want. The sixth thing that I want to share with you is imagine how it would feel when you have those things, right? We got the thoughts. Now we got to put the feelings to make it a match, because that's how we add energy to what we want to manifest in our future, right? So imagine how you will feel. And this has to become a practice. This has to become the predominant practice, because you do not want to wallow in your sadness, because again, those are the emotions that your baby is sitting in, and you do not want your baby to pick up on this. You do not want your baby to pick up on these energies. You do not want your baby to be floating in toxic water. You want them to be floating in healthy, thriving, happy, light, airy, comfortable waters within your womb. So now get those emotions. What emotions is going to come up when you're looking at your husband, rubbing your feet, telling you to sit down? He got you. You're protected. You're safe. You're loved. You're valued. Sit in that love. Sit in that feeling. Imagine those thoughts. If you have to write it out, script it out. I scripted out a lot. I scripted out so much that I wrote my book. At the end of the day, it's me overcoming the addiction to toxic relationships. I wrote it in my book. Not only did I write it out, I was sitting there and I was just feeling the emotions. And so going to doctor's events, being stood up at doctor's appointments, you know, many of us will go in the car, we'll cry, we'll be mad, we'll cuss them out, we'll do all these things. I didn't even have the need to. I was just like, okay, this is what I used to be clear on, but now I want to be clear on another experience. So I'm driving home. You would think that I had a partner with me. You would think that I left my doctor's appointment and I'm excited with my partner that I'm having a child with, but I'm not. I don't have the person next to me. But guess what? In my mind, in my future, I do. In my spirit, I do. In my emotions, I do. And I'm happy. And I'm leaving my appointments excited. I'm not. Now, what happened was, remember step number 2, focus on you and baby. Now I have taken the focus off of the father who don't want to show up, and I've placed it back on myself and the child, because it's wasted energy thinking about the person that don't want to show up. You can't control that. You cannot control them. They are not your responsibility. Your emotions and your negative emotions is not going to benefit them, and it's only going to harm you. So you focus on those emotions that you want to attract for you and your child in the future, and you rest those emotions there. And the 7th, and actually the most important step, is to meditate daily, multiple times a day if you can. Meditate, meditate, meditate. Meditate, meditate, meditate. I cannot stress that enough. Take time to breathe and relax. It's going to help you in life. It's going to help you during delivery and labor. It's going to help you with how you deal with the father of your child. If you are to deal with him again, it's going to help you with your emotional triggers. It's going to strengthen you. It's going to make you more patient. It's going to make you even more patient when embracing your newborn baby. Meditate. Take time to breathe and connect to your breath. It is going to make the world of a difference, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, this is one of the most challenging things that I've ever had to go through. And I thought that it was going to break and shatter me. But instead, it made me into the amazing woman and mother that I am today. I feel even more equipped to have my second child. I feel even more equipped to date going forward. I feel even more in control over my life and who and what I attract. I feel so powerful because I decided to use this experience of an abandoned pregnancy and integrate it into my own identity to make me a better person. And you can too. And so again, it is not the end of the world. Your life is not over. You are in such an abundant situation right now, even though you don't see it. But your child is going to show you a lot about yourself and is going to add so much value to your life. And it is the one thing that you thought that you never knew that you needed more than anything else in this world. And you are going to do just fine. You are going to be great. You are going to survive. You are going to thrive. You are amazing. You are a mother. Welcome to this experience that many people wish they could experience. Welcome to this 1 in a trillion chance of becoming pregnant and giving birth to a child. You are going to do absolutely amazing. And if you need any support, I am here for you. I have resources for you, and we are going to connect and make it out of this together, thriving, manifesting the life of our dreams, because you absolutely deserve it. You are valued and you are loved. Peace.